Hello, y'all. I just had a person hit me up and say they love me sharing my testimonies, and that gives me inspiration to share my testimonies even more. I was skeptical about sharing this testimony because I was like, well, people may look at me like a bum or trying to get a handout, but those obviously would be people who don't really know me because people really know me. They know I get busy, I get down, I'm a go getter, but we go through things in life. So I'm gonna just explain the backstory to y'all. And what my backstory is um I'm gonna say for the last 10 years roughly, I ain't had it so well. And it's mainly because of the choices of people that I have encountered and accepted. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned a lot of the stuff out of this stuff. A lot of spiritual stuff, a lot of street stuff, a lot of world stuff, a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? God gave me a lot of wisdom by encountering these people in these situations. So what I'm gonna say is, I ended up losing my fiance in January. Um, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So that was 10 months ago. I lost my fiance. Um, in the midst of that, I honestly thought that I was gonna lose my mind because I witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? I witnessed it, and it was the worst thing that anybody could ever encounter, witness, or experience. You know what I'm saying? I still deal with the trauma from it, but what I'm getting to is, you know, before that, I was working. Everything was all right, pretty much financially. I was getting it together. But of course, when something like that take place, people don't understand that even though you still have to live, it takes strength to get up and even want to get out of bed. It takes strength to not be depressed. It takes strength to keep going on. It takes strength to do all that. So when you don't have people around you who are encouraging you the way you need to be encouraged, you have to rely on God and encourage yourself. So I did not work. And the reason why I didn't work is because the outsider looking in could think that I was lazy. But I was heartbroken. I was disturbed. I felt like I couldn't go on. I didn't know how I was going to keep going. I really didn't. But I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job for months. That's the longest I've not had a job in since my existence of working, which has been about roughly, I would say, roughly 20 years. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't work because of depression. I felt like I couldn't be around people. I wasn't emotionally stable enough to be around people. But thank God I didn't lose my mind. So of course, by me not working, that caused me to be behind. Y'all keep listening. So I had a friend tell me one time, why don't you uh try to qualify for this particular grant? I didn't think that I would qualify for it. So the person suggested this to me months way down the line, and I didn't take the proposition. But God knew what He was doing. You know what I'm saying? So let me finish my story. So for you know what I'm saying? I just had so much good stuff going on for me about 10 years ago, and the devil sent a lot of attacks my way to destroy me financially, mentally, and all other ways that he could come at me, but it has not worked. So, anyways, for quite some time, I've been trying to go back to school so I can obtain my bachelor's degree, 4 classes shy of receiving it in criminal justice. I've also wanted to get my license back. I lost them due to giving people rides, not being able to pay for stuff. Just a slippery slope, a financial slippery slope that went on quite some time ago, trying to help others and do stuff like that. And that's why I know you cannot put yourself out there trying to help others, because you know what I'm saying. Sometimes we can destroy ourselves by trying to help others. So I would, you know what I'm saying. I was behind on my rent, trying to get my license back, and I wanted to go to school. Those were three things. So I didn't know how I was gonna do all this stuff because my plan was at tax time when I got, you know what I'm saying, about 10 bands or so, to take all that money and do what I needed to do. But it was just like a ladder that I could not crawl. Every time I turned around, it was a fee here, a fee there, a fee. It was like I couldn't do it. So I paid to get my license back. Uh, beyond $2,100. So that's a great accomplishment because you got a lot of people out here that give up, won't keep going, won't even take no money and put it towards what they need to do on a futuristic purpose. So I was very proud of myself. Still behind on my rent, didn't know how I was going to do that. So it binged in me. God planted a bug in my ear. Remember, I told you the friend said, why don't you qualify or try to qualify for this grant? I qualified for the grant. I didn't work for 8 months or so. And God made it a way where my rent was paid in full, overpaid in full. I got my license back and I called the schoolhouse. They wanted a payment of like $2,800. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying, pertaining to a single mom that's trying to do stuff on her own and etc. God put a bug in my ear and said, call the schoolhouse and see if there's anybody that's willing to help you in your situation. I've been calling for years. Every time I call, I get the wrong person. No, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. God appointed me to the right person. The woman told me, jump on the phone. She walked me through an application and pardoned the $2,800. So I have my license, my rent straight. I could go back to school. Now, if you don't tell me that that's a testimony from God, then, but I was obedient. I was humble. I was patient. And I went through the long suffering and I corrected the mistakes that I made. And that's what it's about. So I wanted to share that testimony with y'all. I hope somebody got something out of this. Do not give up faith and hope because I didn't and I won't. And it helps. Talk to you later.